Hello viewers, and welcome to this edition of the Manifest Direction. We are reacting to your feedback since the last episode. You've gotten back to us and said that some of you have said you don't know how to do a CV, and we recognize the fact that during the coronavirus pandemic, some students in most schools are yet to resume, and they need to apply for jobs and get hired. So the need to do a CV is what has driven this episode of the Manifest Direction. A CV is basically a high-level summary of your person. It contains things like your name, what you do, where you schooled, and so on. So basically, it's the summary of your person that is called a CV. It's also called a resume, the same thing as a CV. The CV has 7 to 10 different parts, and I'll take you through the parts in no specific order. Most people make the mistake of labeling it curriculum vitae. No, just put your name. Your name is the title of the document. The first part of the CV contains your contact. So by your contact, you have your name as the heading of the CV. You have your email, you have your telephone number as part of your contacts. You have your address, where you are found, where you live, where you can be located as part of the CV. Now, some people are not very proud of their names, the names that were given them, and they may think that a CV is an opportunity to use a name that they like. No, just use your name. For consistency, you are stuck with that name until there's a legal basis to change the name. So your name, your email, your telephone number, and your address. Why is the address important? Your employer can assess potentially how far you are away from his office should he make you the offer. That's why the address is very important. Next is your profile. Your profile summarizes your person as well. Not more than 5 paragraphs not more than 5 sentences for those who are students and looking for employment. For those who are new to paid employment, not more than 5 sentences should be your profile. Basically, your profile should be tailored to that opportunity you are seeking to be hired for. For instance, if they say that they are looking for an accountant, even if you sing in the choir in church, that is not relevant. In the 5 sentences, you could say something like you have analytical skills, you are comfortable with numbers. So you just tailor it to match what you are looking for. Let me say something again, that a CV is not a death sentence. You don't have one CV for a lifetime. Every time there's an opportunity, because you are a living being and you have different skills and interests, you tailor your CV to meet that opportunity for which you are seeking to be employed. So don't think that, oh, this CV thing was bugging me, but now I have a CV, so that has been done and dusted. For the next opportunity, you vary your CV according to that opportunity. So we talked about your contact, we've talked about your profile, and then your key skills. Next is your key skills. What skills do you possess? You briefly talk about the skills that you possess as a person. Also, bearing in mind what is required of you in the role that you seek. Then your interests. Your interest is very important. Your hobbies, very important. Do you like swimming? Do you like singing? Do you play clarinet? Do you play football? For instance, if you are a footballer, it means it's a team sport. So someone may hire you because you are a team player. Because football, there are 11 players on one side. So it shows that you can fit in a team. So that is also important. Your educational background is Next, educational background. You start with the latest certificate you have. If you have secondary school, if you have university, whatever the certificate is the latest, you should start with it. If you are schooling, for instance, and because of COVID, you haven't graduated, it is not bad to say, I am doing a degree in this area, and so you just put ongoing. What you are doing is ongoing. You haven't concluded yet. You have your degree in view. If you know what grade you expect to make, a 2-1, a first class, you can also include there and say that indicative grade that you are hoping for or you are currently at is a 2-1. If you consider the run rate of the past. So you talk about your education, then your previous work history, your previous experiences is next. Have you worked before? Tell us what you've done. Also start with the last place you've worked. The skills that the place is looking for, bring them out clearly from where you've worked before. So you say that this, you had already done it for this person. It mustn't be in the same industry, but if you are an administration officer in a university, for instance, you can also handle an admin office in a restaurant. So you can say that you know how to supervise people and so on. Bring out where you've worked before and what role you were playing in the previous experiences. The roles you were playing are very important because it helps the employer to do a fit analysis of your profile and what they are looking for. Then you talk about references. Do you have references? References should be either your teachers or people you've worked with or your bosses at work who can say, who know about you and can talk about you. Do not give someone who is not familiar with you, don't give their name as a referee, because if the employer contacts them and they say they don't know you, it's going to be disaster for you. Also, do not bring family, do not bring your mother, your father as referees. They may write the best references for you, but in terms of professionalism, their references are considered biased, so don't bring them as your references. Then you talk about your hobbies. You talk about your awards. Sorry, your awards. Have you won any awards in school? Have you won any prizes? Do you have certificates to show that you did this and you were awarded this? You also include it in your resume, your CV. So basically, those are some of the things that you put in a CV. If you have achieved at work, if you have overcome difficulties at work, again, you highlight them because employers are looking for you to come and add value to the challenges they have to help them overcome those challenges. So basically, those are the things that you put into a CV. When you have it as a 1-pager, a 2-pager, depending on how deep your experiences are, then you submit and apply for a job. Now, there are words that typically employers look for in a CV. This is because when a job is to be advertised, management will sit and say, these are the qualities we expect in the people we are hiring. So a list of those qualities is given to the person in charge of human resources, who is in charge of advertising and shortlisting people. So because a lot of people apply in their thousands, in their millions, you need a quick way of sorting out and choosing the people that you work with. So over time, some words are searched in a CV, either electronically or through physical submissions. Words like problem solving, communication skills, leadership. Such words, you must put them in a CV. If they search for them and they find them, perhaps you could be shortlisted. Basically, this is it about curriculum vitae. Thank you.